Hey there, Guardians. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today we will be talking about Void Walker, which is the Void Warlock subclass. What we're going to cover today are the 3 available supers, some abilities, the aspects, and then toward the end I will go over some good Void exotics that you can use that synergize nice with the subclass. So with that out of the way, let's start with the supers. So the first one we have is Nova Bomb Vortex. So you hurl a explosive bolt of Voile at a target, disintegrating those caught in its blast. It's a fast firing Nova Bomb, and it looks like that. And then it stays on the ground and it'll suck enemies in. So this one is really good when you're playing with a group, and I'll explain more on that for the next Nova Bomb because you have 2 different kinds of Nova Bombs, but this is good for group play. So the next super we have is Nova Bomb Cataclysm. So this one fires similar to the Vortex Nova Bomb, but it goes a lot slower and it also seeks targets. So this one is more for solo play, and the reason being is because it's slower, it'll block your teammates' projectiles. Now, as long as you're aware of that and you can play around it with your teammates, then it shouldn't be a big issue, but it is something to keep in mind that it will block shots and other supers from your teammates. So the last super we have is Nova Warp. So this is a roaming super, which means you're going to activate it and then you can roam around the battlefield for a duration. So this one is pretty solid for PvE as well as PvP. It used to not be used for PvE, which is just computer enemies when you're fighting them, but it got buffed recently and it's pretty good for AD clear. So I'm going to show you guys that here. Visually it looks awesome. So you use your light attack to teleport around, and then your heavy attack is just going to explode all these guys. So yeah, decent for PvE and PvP, and that is Nova Warp. Alright, and moving on to abilities. So you have your standard rifts here, healing and powering. Healing good for general use and defensive options, and empowering is good for offensive and increasing your weapon damage. So for your movement options here, so the standard 3 glides here, burst, straight, and balanced. I like burst glide, that is my glide of choice, but there's an extra one on Void Warlock here called blink. So if you just want to ever play around with something fun, blink could be good. I think it limits your movement a lot, especially if you need to go high up on some mountains or terrain, but it is fun. So for your melee, so you only have one powered melee option for Void Warlock. It's called Pocket Singularity. This is basically your get off me card, and it pushes back enemies. So good for just saying get off me. For your grenades, so the 3 ones you want to look out for on Void Warlock are Vortex, Suppressor, and Scatter. I'll go over them specifically once we get to some exotics because these 3 synergize with a lot of your exotic Warlock armor. Up next we have aspects. So the first one is Chaos Accelerant. So this will allow you to overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier and more effective, and it'll affect the Vortex, Axiom Bolt, Scatter, and Magnetic. So to show you what it looks like, charge my grenade, and then I throw it, and it's stronger. And you can do this with those 4 grenades. Next we have Feed the Void. So defeating a target with a Void ability activates Devour, and also your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. So Devour, do you remember you proc it, and every kill you get health and grenade energy, and this will make it even stronger, and also allows me to get Devour when I defeat a target with an ability. So I'm going to melee here, and then you see I have Devour in the left, and that'll reset after every kill, and that'll give me grenade energy. So I'm going to throw my grenade here, and I'm going to get a bunch of kills, and I get a lot of grenade energy back. So I almost have my grenade back ready. So this one is really good for a lot of void builds, for getting your grenade back. And finally, the last aspect that we have is Child of the Old Gods. So this one, you're going to cast your Rift, and it creates a Void Soul, which is a little purple ball thing. Now, when you damage a target with your weapon, the Void Soul is going to fly over to that target and drain them, which does damage and weakens them. When a target's being drained, you're granted one of 2 things. So if you're running a Healing Rift, you get grenade and melee energy. And if you're running an Empowering Rift, you get health. And then also, regardless of the Rift, if you defeat a target who's being drained, then it gives you class ability energy. So this one will be easier if I just show you. So I have my Void Soul ready, which is the purple thing. I'm going to send him over there to attack. And Void Soul Vampirism in the left-hand corner. So that's giving me energy. It's also attacking foes. So this one's really good, and I'll talk about an exotic that synergizes really nice with this in a second. Okay, so the first exotic I want to talk about is Nezarec Sen. Now, this is a great general use Void exotic for Warlock. This one, if you're never sure what to run, this is just a great all-around. So very simple description. Void damage kills, increase ability regen, And this works with every Void. So I already used all my abilities, so I'm on cooldown. And I'm just gonna start killing things. So if I get kills with a Void gun, like I'm using now, Abyssal Extractors shows up on the left. And as long as I'm getting kills, the timer is gonna run down, but I'm gonna keep refreshing it. And it's giving me energy. So I already got my class ability back. I already got my melee back. It also procs with abilities itself. So this one is just ability spam nonstop. A very good exotic if you're not sure what to run. And next up we have Verity's Brow. So this one is a little similar to Nezarec Sand, but a little different as well. So it states that weapon final blows with a damage type matching your grenade grants death throws. And that is going to give me a grenade damage bonus and also grenade energy. So this one's more focused around grenades. And then also when I have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain greatly increased grenade regen for a short time. So I'm going to show you here. So same thing, I'm using a Void weapon. Get a kill, and I have 10 seconds of death throws, and that stacks. So you see I have ×3 now in the left, ×4, ×5. ×5 is the max. And it's hard to show how strong the grenade is at ×5 because these guys would die with any grenade. But ×5 is a super strong grenade. So if you're not using your melee too much and you just want to focus on grenade builds, then Verity's Brow could be a good option as well. Also, giving allies grenade regen is super useful. Next up, we have the Exotic Arms, Controverse Hold. So this one is a old but good classic exotic for Void Warlock. So it states, resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, and then also charge Void Grenades, return grenade energy on hit. So for this, I'm going to be using Vortex Grenade. Make sure my Aspect is equipped, and I'm going to charge my grenade, rocket, and as you can see, I got a lot of Void energy back for my grenade. So I'm already at 30 or so %. So if you're grenade spam and don't want to do anything complicated, such as Verity's Brow, or maybe you're doing solo play and you're not going to take advantage of the allies getting grenade energy, then Controverse might be a good choice for you. Next up, we have Nothing Manacles. So this one gives me an additional scatter grenade charge, and then it also enables tracking through scatter grenade projectiles. Pretty simple, but if you want something different instead of Vortex Grenade all the time, then this could be a cool option. I'm going to show you here. So obviously I have 2 charges, and then it'll also seek targets, which is nice. And second one. And finally, we have Briar Vines. So this one gives me a longer duration on my Void Souls, and they also have escalating damage and durability as the Void Souls defeat targets. And then really cool is you can retrieve the Void Soul by interacting with them, and you can redeploy them. So I'm going to show you that here. So I'm going to do my Rift. So I got my Void Soul ready. I'm going to send him out. He's right there, so I can retrieve him, and now he's back at the ready. So if I shoot, he'll go back out. And then I can grab him, go over here, shoot this guy. So this is a really cool one, honestly. There's a lot of options you can do with this one where you're not stuck in one location. So yeah, probably gonna die here, but that's okay. So just to review what we went over. So we talked about the 3 different supers, talked about all the abilities, we talked about the 3 aspects, and then we went over 5 exotics that are good for Void Warlock. And I'm dying, but I hope you guys learned at least one new thing, and if not, that's cool as well. If you guys wanted to see something different, or if I missed something, let me know in the comments. Or if you guys have any ideas that you want me to cover in a future video, just comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.